Please be advised that this video is for the sole purpose of entertainment. Any views are purely my own, are subjective and may not necessarily be true. I do, however, do extensive research for all of my videos. All photos have been found on the public domain. I am using them under the fair use and fair dealing guidelines. I urge everybody to do their own research. Well, hello, it's Murky Meg here. It's Saturday the 6th of June and it seems like the LA lifestyle isn't quite as rosy as we are led to believe. Now we know for sure that Meghan wanted to get out of the royal family and move over to LA to kickstart her career, be that as an actress or a philanthropist or a mogul of an organisation / charity that they call a foundation. But that was all put on hold because of the pandemic. Everything has shut down and it's really put a spanner in their works for any future work that they were hoping to lock down straight after they moved to LA. But they're staying in Tyler Perry's mansion. We don't know whether they're paying rent or whether or not it's free. I'll talk about that in a little bit later on. But as I said, things aren't quite as rosy. They apparently are living in fear, or so this magazine says. Now, can you remember the papped pictures of Harry playing with the dog in the garden? Apparently they're living in fear, constantly looking over their shoulders, and they can't even spend time in their backyard because they're scared of being watched. Now, I found a very interesting blind on Crazy Days and Nights a couple of days ago, and this counter adds to what this article is actually saying. The blind suggests that Meghan is having her people, i.e. Sunshine Sachs, call reporters and tabloids complaining about the drones and that they fear some of the drones might be lethal and targeting their family. This is all in an attempt to have more security. And of course we know who's paying for their security. Us, i.e. via Charles. So are they drumming up this hype about increased needed security and the threat to their lives? This article implies that Harry and Meghan are spending a whopping $100,000 a month on a new security team. Now, Harry and Meghan don't have any jobs right now. They've got no income coming in. The article suggests that the house that they're staying in right now, as you would expect for such a high price tag home, has panic buttons and security throughout the home and outside of the home to prevent trespassers from seeing the property. But because it's right on a trail, a walking hiking trail, people can see into the property, which is why they erected all of those security fences a couple of weeks ago. Apparently, Harry feels completely helpless in being able to protect his family. Unfortunately, this was inevitable because LA is one of the most packed places in the world. It's where all the celebrities congregate. So what on earth were they expecting? They could have stayed in the UK and been under the umbrella of the royal family. They never got papped here. They stayed wherever they were, be it Frogmore or be it Kensington Palace or anywhere else that they were residing, because there are issues with that. Nobody actually believes they stayed at Frogmore. They weren't papped anywhere at all in the UK. Yet they moved to LA and pap. Whether or not they were paid for, dial-a-pap kind of issues, I don't know. I suspect they were because, looking directly at the camera smiling is Meghan's trait, isn't it? There's no doubt about it. If they resided in the UK or when they were in the UK, they had more protection around them. There was a drone ban around Frogmore Cottage. Nobody could go over that because of the gentleman's agreement between the press and Buckingham Palace. Now, anybody with half a brain can look at the situation and think, which is going to be more pap central, England or LA? England or LA? Anybody with half a brain will say, well, LA, you're going to get more paps. Why didn't Harry make that assumption? Was he looking at LA with rose-tinted glasses thinking, that's quite a laid-back approach, isn't it? I love it. Sunshine, laid-back people, the SoCal kind of atmosphere. Wonderful. Well, that's fine for a vacation. But when you're actually living there, it's a whole different ballgame. When people know where you live, then you are going to be hounded to some degree because of what you are and how you've courted the media. Now, let's go back to Tyler Perry and his connections with Oprah. Him and Oprah are very, very tight. They have been friends for a long time. Oprah is godmother to one of Tyler's sons. There seems to be a tricky situation coming up. Now, it's been said that Oprah wants to do a TV show for what's happening with America at the moment, predominantly based on racism and everything that's going on around the world, I should say. Now, as I've said before, we're not quite sure whether or not Harry and Meghan are renting or living in this mansion for free. And if they are living either at a reduced rate or for free, there will come a time where they will have to sing for their supper. Because let's face it, people don't do these sort of things from the goodness of their own hearts, especially in Tinseltown. It's always a quid pro quo, or it's a you scratch my back and I'll scratch your back. These things are all about connection of who can do for what and how you can get there by using who. So there's whisperings that Oprah Winfrey wants Meghan to take part in this possibly controversial set of programs and talk about her experiences with regards to what has happened to her. Now, that could be about the racism, or it could be about what happened in the royal family. People are wondering whether or not Oprah Winfrey will get her to sit down and ask her straight outright whether or not she felt the behaviour of the royal family and the behaviour of the British people were racist towards her. I'm not going to lie, because this interview, the first interview for Meghan Markle and Harry, would be a huge scoop. Massive. There's been whispers whether it's going to be Oprah or Ellen or who's going to do it. It is coming and it will come. And I think Oprah is going to whistle that it's time to pay the piper for the connections that she made with Tyler Perry for them to stay in his mansion. The problem lies with Meghan and Harry are still on their 12-month probation period of leaving the royal family with the deal that they have now. It is on an edge knife point right now, and anything they say or do could tip the balance either way of whether or not this continues or whether or not a whole other deal has to be rewritten with new rules of what they can and cannot do. Because however much they harp on about it, about their independence and how they want to be financially independent, and that's a load of lies, isn't it? Because they're still getting their allowance from Charles. They will never be financially independent unless they say, do you know what, I'm not accepting anything from Charles. But let's face it, they can't do that right now or in the distant future because they have no income. But whatever they say would and could jeopardize their future relationship with the royal family on a personal level and a financial level. The blind also suggests something that possibly we all knew but didn't really have it confirmed, is that anything that has happened with regards to Harry and Meghan via publicity, like their Zoom calls, this ridiculous kind of talk with her old high school where she looked like she was the Messiah, and I'm not even going to touch on that subject because it made me cross so much. But it was all scripted. It was all planned. The reason why it was late in the day, why it was a delayed response was it had to be scripted right. And she was reading. It was been caught that she had to glance down and read from notes. Now, if you are genuinely heartfelt, you don't need that. But as is expected, it was very scripted on where the message should lead and what should be said by Meghan. Now, it's been said that she wants the questions in advance that Oprah wants to cover. And Oprah isn't happy with this because she wants a more kind of relaxed feel, a bit more spontaneous. Apparently, Meghan isn't happy with that. She wants to give what looks like a heartfelt, spontaneous interview or discussion, but secretly it needs to be scripted so she knows exactly where it's going. The problem is Meghan is in a very sticky situation now because her and Harry and Archie have been staying in Tyler Perry's mansion. And that is a big ask, to just completely take over, erect fences. It's a huge deal. These things don't come for free, like I said before. Will Meghan be coerced into doing this interview, even though she possibly doesn't want to do it under the guise of however she wants it planned, because of the situation that they're in? Could Oprah call up the fact, well, you know what, I made the deal. I got you the place that you're staying. You feel secure. It's big enough for you. You're in a massive $18 million mansion. I did that for you. What are you going to do for me? Is it time to call the piper to be paid? Nothing in this life comes for free. It's an old saying. You can't expect something for nothing. But surely, as someone who was raised, born and bred in LA, Meghan should fundamentally know how LA works. Tit for tat. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You climb that ladder by using people one after the other. But the problem being is if you don't take care of the people that you climb above, when you fall down, those people will still be there, but with sharper knives. So, I would love to know your thoughts on the issue that they don't feel safe in this Hollywood mansion. Is this a secret puff piece in disguise to make sure that they get the mansion that they really want, top notch, on Charles's dime, as in he pays for it, they scream, oh my god, we don't feel secure in our own place, we need our own place, oh it needs to be this, this and this and this, oh it needs to be in the gated community, and I need a stream of security. Is it a disguised puff piece? Do you think they really feel unsecure there? Or is it Meghan playing the PR victim status once again? What do you think about the issue with Oprah leaning on Meghan to possibly get her involved in something, but could ultimately, because it's a first interview or it's the first time she's really talked about these issues face to face on a TV show, could be a huge deal? And what do you think that is going to be talked about? Will she do it? And if she doesn't do it, what are the implications that could fall back on her and Harry? Will Oprah be leaning on her, saying, well, I did this for you, now it's time that you do stuff for me? We all knew that it would happen. People don't do things for free at all, do they? As always, I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, and also that like button. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my followers for all the tips and all the emails, DMs that everybody sends to me. It really is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for watching once again.